What if everything you've ever been taught about love was a lie? This might sound dramatic, but what if I told you that the very thing you believe is the solution to all your problems in relationships is actually holding you back? If you're ready to hear the truth, keep watching, because this is going to change the way you see love in relationships forever. You've been told your whole life that love will save you, that it will heal your wounds and make everything better. But what if that promise has kept you stuck in a cycle of emotional dependency? What if love isn't what we think it is at all? Here's a thought that might shock you. What if the love you've been searching for isn't salvation but strategy? What if everything we've been taught about love is wrong? And what if I told you that there's a whole different, counterintuitive way to think about love that can radically change the way you view relationships? You might think you know what love is, but there's a hidden truth you haven't been told. Stick around because I'm about to show you a whole new side of love, the side most people never even consider. Most people believe love is pure, selfless, and unconditional. But what if love, when rooted in need, is actually never equal? The truth is, love as we've been taught is not just about affection. It's a game of power. Now, this is where things start to get uncomfortable. We've been led to believe that love should make us feel whole, should make us feel validated, like we matter. But what if that validation isn't love at all? What if it's a carefully crafted illusion designed to keep you emotionally obedient? The real truth is hard to swallow. The one who needs less controls more. If you need love to feel validated, if you need affection to feel worthy, you are not in control. You are giving away your emotional power. This isn't the sweet romantic narrative we've been sold. Love isn't a fairy tale. It's a strategic tool, and in relationships, power dynamics are at play that most of us don't even realize. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Love, when rooted in need, is never equal. It's not about mutual sacrifice. It's about who controls the emotional space, and the person who needs the other less controls the narrative. Think about it. You give everything your time, your energy, your identity. You call that honesty. But she gives you just enough to keep you hooked, and you call that connection. It's not connection. It's choreography. It's choreography. But here's the problem. Most of us don't see this happening because we've been taught to believe that love is supposed to be selfless, pure, and without conditions. But what if I told you that you've been living in a love illusion? The love you're chasing isn't the pure, selfless kind you've been led to believe in. It's a power game, and you've been playing right into it without even realizing. The truth is far more uncomfortable than we want to admit. You've been told that love is about unity, sacrifice, and purity. But what if those are just ideals, not realities? The truth is uncomfortable. Love, when rooted in need, is never equal. It's not about mutual sacrifice. It's about who controls the emotional space. And the person who needs the other less controls the narrative. Think about it. You give everything your time, your energy, your identity. You call that honesty. But she only gives you just enough to keep you hooked, and you call that connection. But it's not. It's manipulation. It's choreography. Let's pause and take a step back. You think you're in love, right? But what if this whole thing you're calling love is actually a strategy to manipulate emotions, not a selfless, pure connection? Women have had to master power in a world that refused to give them any. They weren't given swords, so they learned to fight with silence, and they weren't handed control. So they learned to master influence not, because they are inherently manipulative, but because the world pushed them into the shadows while men stood in the light. Men claimed the outer world, and women mastered the inner one. That's where most men go wrong. They mistake softness for strategy. They confuse adaptability with innocence. They think she's fragile. They think her love is pure. But the truth is, it's all about power. What you call tenderness, love, and vulnerability is actually power refined, practiced, and executed with precision. While you spill your emotions and call it vulnerability, she's calculating. Every word you say, every movement you make, she's measuring the cost of closeness, weighing need against control, desire against influence, not to harm you but to survive. What about you? You were raised to idolize, to put her on a pedestal so high that you never saw her clearly. You don't see the strategy because you don't want to. You prefer the dream, the muse, the angel, the healer. But what if those roles are just masks? Masks she wears because they serve a purpose. You've been told that love is about unity, about mutual sacrifice, about selflessness. But those are ideals, not realities. The truth is more uncomfortable. The truth is that love, when rooted in need, is never equal. It is a dance for power, for emotional real estate. So why have you been stuck in this cycle? Why have you been giving your heart away to someone who isn't giving you the same in return? Because you haven't understood the real dynamics at play. The one who needs less controls, more. You've been operating from a place of emotional need, hoping for validation. But what you really needed was to break free from this dependency. So, how do you break free? By realizing that you control your emotional life, by stopping the cycle of emotional dependence and realizing that you can choose to love yourself first before expecting anyone else to fill the void. Are you ready to stop living in this emotional trap? If you're tired of chasing the wrong kind of love, it's time to stop. Break the cycle. Stop looking for someone else to validate you, to give you emotional comfort. The only person you need to validate you is yourself. The next step is simple. Stop giving away your emotional power. Love yourself first. When you start doing that, you'll realize that you're in control, not the other person. And that, my friend, is where true love begins, when you stop seeking it from others and start finding it within yourself. So what's the next step? If you're ready to break free from emotional dependency and stop chasing a love that's keeping you trapped, then this video is your first step. You'll begin to understand that the most important love you need is the love for yourself. The sooner you stop seeking validation from others, the sooner you'll find real, lasting happiness. You don't need someone else to complete you. You are already complete. If you're ready to start taking control of your emotional life, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon for a free guide on emotional independence. It's time to stop living in the illusion and start living in the truth.